Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Patriots are at it again. The Patriot Way. I've talked about this for years. And for those of you who are new here, welcome to the Louie T Network. I am your man, Louie T, host of various programs. Just know that I host the best YouTube sports channel, NFL channel that is, on YouTube, the Louie T Network. And I cover the league like a blanket. And that includes blockbuster trades like this one. Jamie Collins, all-world linebacker for the New England Patriots, formerly of the New England Patriots, now a Cleveland Brown for a conditional third-round pick. More details to come, obviously, with the details of this trade, but just the fact that it's taking place now makes absolutely zero sense. And this is just the Patriots flexing their Patriot Way muscles. This is what they do. When they don't like something, they move, they act on it. And unlike the Carolina Panthers, who did something similar to this, remember, the Panthers did something similar to this in the offseason with Josh Norman when they said, oh, you want what kind of money? No, you don't. You won't get it from us. You can go ahead and find another team. The Panthers did the same thing. We killed their general manager. Killed him. And look where the Panthers are now. We crucified Dave Gettleman. We're not going to do the same thing to the Patriots. You know why? Because the Patriots are geniuses. Because the Patriots win football games. This is a dumb move. It is stupid. Because it's not about the draft pick. Because you say, oh, well, you know we weren't going to re-sign him, so let's get something for him. You could say that, but guess what? The Patriots were probably in line for a pick. If he leaves in free agency, which he would have left, they would have got a compensatory pick. Probably right around the same place they got one now. A third-round compensatory pick, most likely. Because he was a second-round pick in the draft. They don't give out second-round compensatory picks. They probably would have gotten a third or a fourth-round compensatory pick for him. So in essence, you still get now, I understand this. And I get this, and this is where you got to give the Patriots a little bit of credit. The difference between a borderline second-round pick, which is what the Browns are going to give you if this is, in fact, a 2017 third-round selection and not a 2018 selection. If this is a 2017 selection, the Browns are bad. They may not win a game this season. And because of that, that third-round pick is going to be like an extension of the second round. So you get it a round sooner, I get that. But it's not worth giving up a guy that is a cornerstone of your defense in this season. Okay, I already have questions about this Patriots defense. I already have, as much of you do out there, this Patriots defense doesn't scare anybody. For you to trade away one of the best players on it, one of the most versatile players on your defense, and hell, one of the most versatile players in the entire National Football League, to trade him away in season while you're chasing another chip, makes zero sense. When you could have just said, hey, we're going to play this thing out. Jamie wants a ton of money that we're probably not going to pay him. Let's just play this thing out, see if we can win another Super Bowl. And if he wants to carry his ass at the end of the season, he can do so at his own free will. We'll get a compensatory pick. We'll move on, and we'll move on with another ring for Tom Brady. At least that's my thought process. Why now? Okay? Why are you doing this now? You were still... It'd be one thing if you were going to get nothing. If this guy was an undrafted football player and you were getting no compensatory pick for this guy moving on, I'd understand the hastiness to want to get something for him now. But you spent a second or a third round pick on Jamie Collins. You were going to get a compensatory pick most likely for him leaving in free agency if you would have just said, you know what? We don't need it right now. We'll get this pick in 2018. Nope, they didn't want to wait. They want to pick right now. They want instant gratification. He doesn't want to sign a long-term deal. He scared the Patriots by saying, I want Von Miller money. That's what scared him. That was the trigger. You want what? What? You want what? They said, oh, hell no. We about to Chandler Jones your ass. You ain't getting that kind of money from us. We still got to sign Malcolm Butler, Dante Hightower. No way can we commit that kind of money to you, brother. But you didn't have to trade him now. Okay, fine. You've made up your mind. He's not going to be a part of your team moving forward. I get it. But why now? You got a chance to win a chip this season. Why take a vital part of a defense that I already have question marks about away from the unit now and get nothing right now in return? That's the Patriot way. I don't agree with it. Never have, never will. I've told you, I've complained, I've bitched about the Patriot way for years. But it works for them. Doesn't work for everybody else around the league. Okay? It works for them. So while we don't agree with this move, I can't speak for you guys out there. Big win for the Browns. Damn it, a third-round pick for one of the best players in the league at his position. It's a win. Now, I'm going to have to pay this man. You heard what he told the Patriots. You're not trading away a third-round pick just to rent this guy for a year on an 0-8 ball club. So you're going to have to pay this man what he's looking for. Now, hopefully you can come to some kind of middle ground and pay him the type of money that he's commanding without overdoing it. Look, you probably got tons of money to spend. You don't have any big-time players eating up a huge portion of your cap. If you're the Browns, find a way to make this happen. Keep Jamie Collins in a Browns uniform and see if you can't start building this thing the right way. That's why they made the trade. They don't have enough of these players on their team, on their roster, so they went out and made a trade to go get a player like this in Jamie Collins that could be a cornerstone of their defense. They don't have enough of these types of players, these blue chip players that you know, all right, I got a guy that I can build my defense around. Jamie Collins is one of those players. Now you start putting other guys and other pieces around him, maybe you start to build something. Everybody assumed that the Browns would be sellers at the trading market. Well, the Browns just turned into buyers. So they just got themselves a huge chip on that defense with Jamie Collins. Now you got to figure out a way to re-sign him. Maybe that's a problem for the offseason. But if I'm you, I don't let this get to the offseason because then you run the risk of having to use the franchise tag on him. Either way, you figure out a way to keep Jamie Collins in the fold. This is a hell of a move. Maybe this might be what you need to win a game this season. Possibly. This is a huge move for the Browns. I don't like it for the Patriots for the simple fact that you could have waited until the offseason and saw what you could have had potentially in this season in terms of winning another championship. This is going to hurt them defensively. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no two ways around this. This is going to hurt them in season. For the Browns, they're smiling from ear to ear. Look, you can't expect that kind of production out of a third-round pick. So when you ask me, 27-year-old, in the prime of his career, Jamie Collins, or third-round pick, you ask me which one I want, I'm taking 27-year-old Jamie Collins in the prime of his career because I know what I'm getting from my third-round pick now. I know what I'm getting. I'm getting Jamie Collins, a first-round pick player, for a third-round pick. So I will make that deal every day of the week. So the Browns, they got to feel like they're winning here. The Patriots feel like they're winning because they're getting something in return, which is essentially an end of the second round, third round pick because the Browns are most likely going to have the first pick in the draft. If not the first, the second pick, it's still all the same. It's still an extension of the second round. You're getting a high third round draft choice, and they feel good about that. If it's in fact in 2017. But I don't like the fact that you're giving this guy up in season when he can still help you win right now. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I'll tell you another thing it does. It busts up camaraderie in that locker room. You don't think other guys around the locker room see what the Patriots are doing to players? Don't think for 1 second guys are like, see, that's some bullshit right there. That's that bullshit I'm talking about, which is why you bust your ass for this franchise, and if they don't think you're worth what you think you're worth in your head, and you guys can't meet, they'll just discard you like yesterday's trash. You don't think players in the locker room talk? They see this nonsense. It's the Patriot way. It's the Patriot way. I got 8 minutes before my next video on lockdown coverage is up. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. This is crazy. Just flat out Patriots arrogance at its finest, but they get away with it. Let's get to some of your comments. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Sean Mack says, love it, love it, love it for my Browns. I bet you do. You should love it for your Browns because These are the types of moves that's going to help fast track this Browns back to being a respectable organization. It's these types of moves that are going to help them build something that's tangible and not have you be a flim-flam organization that's flip-flopping every other year with head coaches and general managers and front office personnel. These are the types of players. This league is about players. We can sit here and talk about coaches all day long till our faces turn blue. This league is about players. And if you don't have good enough players, you're going to lose year in and year out. Jamie Collins, one of the best players at his position in this league. You just got him for a third-round pick. Celebrate! Hell, you 0-8. At least you got something to celebrate on a Tuesday going into week 9. Damn it. Or a Monday, I should say. At the end of week 8 when you just blew a damn 20-7 lead. You got a reason to celebrate on Monday now. And it ain't a damn victory on the field. It's an off-the-field victory. Maybe to help you get a win on the field. Captain Spartan 04 says Patriots made a mistake. He deserves Von Miller money. Name any other edge rusher that can drop into coverage as good as Jamie Collins, Von Miller. You can't. He's one of the best players in the league at his position. Now, I don't know if he's worth Von Miller money. I don't know if you break the bank for him, but damn it, you pay this man a ton of money. He's that type of player. And I don't know if he's a $100 million guy, but I know he's worth at least $90 million for 6 years. And obviously, the Patriots felt differently. I'm pretty sure if they sat down with his agent and they looked at the rest of the numbers of guys at his position, because he's not a pure edge rusher. Okay, he's not Von Miller. He's not bagging the quarterback 18 times in a season. That's not what they asked him to do. So you got to go ahead and figure out a way to accommodate his request to be paid like Von Miller, but also get him to understand, hey, man, you're not getting 15 sacks in a season. We're not asking you to do that. But what you do bring to the table, we're going to compensate you for that. But obviously, they weren't willing to listen. Once he threw out that, I want Von Miller money, they got scared. They said, oh, man, hell no. They asked their pants, and they made this deal. Sean Mack says, he isn't worth Von Miller money, but he's a damn good player. I hope he brings leadership and attitude to this young defense. I just hope he's not pissed off because he went from one of the best organizations in the league to one of the worst. Now, this is the thing. He's already won Super Bowls. Plural. I think he's won 2. If not, at least he's won 1. For sure. That being said, is it about the money now? Remember, this is a second or third round pick we're talking about here. He hasn't been paid real money yet. So he's trying to get broke off. I don't blame him for this. Now, how bad do you want to win? Because going to Cleveland, you're not going to win. Nothing. Anytime soon. So if he's okay with being on a perennial loser for the next 2 to 3 seasons in the prime of his career, just to get paid, it's all good. You got a Super Bowl ring. Now you got to go get paid. Change your family's lineage for decades, potentially centuries to come with this kind of money. If you do it right. So we'll see what he does. Captain Spartan 04 says Browns no longer getting Myles Garrett, meaning 2 options left, Jabril Peppers or Fournette at number 1 overall pick. Too early to start talking about that stuff. We don't know what the hell. Both of those guys could tear their ACLs right now. They could end up being a Myles Jack. It's too early to start talking about who's going where and what options are going to be spent where. It's too early. Once the season's over and we know where all these guys stand, then you can start talking about the draft and what the Browns potentially will or won't do. We got all season to debate that. We got from February all the way up until the draft to talk about what these teams are going to do. I'm not going to have that discussion with you in November. Wait, where are we at? The end of October? I'm not having that discussion with you now. Sean Mack says, we're first or second in the NFL in cap space available. I'm pretty sure that's the case because, again, you don't have enough cornerstone players when you don't have a franchise quarterback, there's no reason for you not to have a ton of cap space. The quarterback, if you have one, is supposed to take up anywhere from 12 to 14, in extreme cases, 15% of your cap. Really, you're looking for that number to be anywhere from 12 to 13% of your cap space. Or your franchise quarterback is supposed to. You don't have that guy on your roster. So you got a big chunk of cap space right there that isn't being used up. So trust me, I know you guys have a ton of money. But again, he's not Von Miller. Von Miller is an outside linebacker / defensive end edge rusher. Jamie Collins is an inside linebacker. He's not the same player. He's not asked to do the same thing. So no, he shouldn't get Von Miller money. But I'm telling you, they could have found a way to find some kind of common ground. Again, when these players talk reckless, you gotta start reckless. You gotta ask for the goddamn moon. That's where you start the negotiations, and then they come down. You don't start it. Well, I'd like $50 million. They think, oh damn, that's all you want. I was willing to give you 75, but you just asked 50. No, you want 50. I give you 50. You gotta ask for a ridiculous amount. They're gonna give you a number that you're probably gonna laugh at, and then somewhere along the way you start talking and you meet somewhere in the middle. He's asking for 110. They're saying you're worth 70. How about you guys meet at 90? Sounds like a good meeting point to me. Pay the man his money, give him a ton of upfront money, and by the time you feel like he's just about to leave his prime, that's when the Patriots usually act on the Patriot way and get rid of him 3 years into the contract and ship him off somewhere else and let him play for another team, and they don't have to eat the rest of the money at the end of the contract. They could have did that. They've done it before. They could have done it again. They could have Richard Seymour'd him. They could have Richard Seymour'd him, and they decided we want out now. They wanted to Chandler Jones them instead. Unbelievable. Captain Spartan 04 says, how many teams do you think are already asking about Hightower to build now? They're not letting Dante Hightower walk. And after this, one of two things is happening here with Dante Hightower in his mind. He's like, I don't want to go to the Browns. So I'm not going to be overly aggressive in my approach, which that's what the Patriots want. They want to scare these players into asking for less. They would have done similar things to Tom Brady if he wasn't Tom Brady. You see, they forced Tom to take less money and asked Tom and belittled him and made Tom feel like he was being selfish. Oh, we can't build a roster if you take all this money, Tom. Tom is like, wait a minute, I gotta get paid, man. What are you talking about? I'm Tom Brady. There's no you without me. You gotta pay me. They were trying to lowball Tom. If they'll try to lowball Tom Brady, you saw the way they treated Julian Edelman in free agency. I've been talking about this for years. I hate the Patriot way, but it wins. So with Dante Hightower, they're hoping that this trade influences him in his decision making when it comes to contract time. Oh, you want to be ridiculous? We will ship your ass off to the Browns. Do you want to play for the Browns for the rest of your career? Hell no. So maybe he won't ask for as much money. That's what they're hoping. They're hoping all the ducks fall in line after making this move, which is crazy. But that's how they do business, man. They're using scare tactics to try to get deals that fit what they're trying to do in New England. Sean Mack says, a Pro Bowl player for a third round compensatory, or it's not a compensatory pick. It's a third round. It's a third round pick that is slated with certain things that the actual term for it slips my mind at this point. But it's a pick where if he hits certain milestones, plays a certain amount of snaps, he's gonna the Patriots receive that third round pick. If he doesn't hit certain milestones in this deal, then that pick is reduced to a fourth or fifth round pick. So he's got to play a certain amount of snaps. He can't get injured, obviously. You got to sign a long-term deal with this guy, certain things like that. And if you guys don't sign him to a long-term deal, then the Patriots don't get a third round pick. So certain things have to be met in order for that third round pick to then be sent over to the Patriots. Yeah, they got a lot of people. And I see you guys. If you're out there and you're watching this video and you want to comment, use the hashtag LouieTLive to have your comment read. Use the hashtag LouieTLive to have your comment read. Mind Draw says, Patriots thinking Kyle Van Noy will fit that place. LOL, coming from a Lions fan, ain't going to happen. This is what the Patriots have been doing. They're looking for cheap labor. They've been doing this. They went out, got Shea McClellan from the Bears for a cup of tea. They went and got Kyle Van Noy for a bag of chips. This is what they're doing. They went and got Barkevious Mingo from the Browns for an old hot ham and cheese sandwich. They're collecting young football players that had great value coming into the league, that have fallen on hard times, and they're thinking they can resurrect their careers so they don't have to pay guys like Jamie Collins. The Patriots are just frugal. This is the point. They love this type of stuff. They love to scare players in their own locker room with scare tactics. Oh, you want to play hardball? You want to play hardball with us? The Patriots? Okay, we're going to show you how this works. Ship his ass off to Cleveland. They could have sent him anywhere. Anywhere around. You think there aren't other teams that wouldn't give up a third-round pick for Jamie Collins? Hell yeah, it has something to do with the Browns thinking this is going to be a high third-round pick. But if they said, we want to do right by Jamie, we want to do right by Jamie, we're not going to send him to Cleveland. They could have sent him elsewhere. They don't give a damn about Jamie Collins. They said, you want to play hardball with us? Your ass is going to Cleveland. You think other players in the locker room not looking around like, shit, they just sent Jamie to Cleveland. They ain't winning nothing no time soon. They 0-8. You think they're not thinking that in the locker room? The Patriots are spiteful. They do this on purpose. Everything they do is calculated, predetermined. They didn't just wake up this morning, oh, let's send Jamie to Cleveland. No, they said, let's make sure we can't work out a deal with this dude. Oh, he want Von Miller money? We're not paying him that. Send his ass to Cleveland. They said, hey, but we got offers from Arizona. No. Send his ass to Cleveland. We're making a statement. Mind Draw says, I thought the Browns wanted to build as much as they can with the upcoming draft. This is kind of confusing. Look, your third-round pick, not going to be Jamie Collins. I can assure you of that. It'd be one thing if they gave away a first-round pick. Then you say, come on, Cleveland, what are you doing? They gave away a third-round pick, potentially, depending on if he meets all of the criteria in terms of playing time and signing a long-term deal with them. If they got to give away a third-round pick, are you telling me you wouldn't give away a third-round pick for Jamie Collins? Is that what you're saying? That's a good move. That's not a bad move. That's a good move. Because you don't expect your third-round pick to turn into Jamie Collins. That's why this is a good move for the Browns. So either way, the Patriots are getting a pick. So it just doesn't make sense. They could have held on to him for the rest of the season and saw if they could win a Super Bowl. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that this didn't have to happen now. Okay, so fine, you're not going to sign him. Trade him next year. Let him walk in free agency. See if you can win a Super Bowl this year. It's so hard to win in this league. Jamie Collins makes that much of an impact. He makes that much of a difference that if you hold on to him, he could be the difference between you winning a Super Bowl this year and you not. And you get rid of him for a third-round pick. You would probably get a third or a fourth-round compensatory pick in the 2018 draft, and you couldn't wait that long? I don't know, man. I don't know. Terrell Banks says, is the Patriots a boy for lease team? I don't know what that means, but they rent players. It seems like they don't want to pay guys what they're worth. I've had this conversation for years. I hated the way that they did Edelman over the last. I hated the way they did Welker. I hated the way they did Tom Brady. This is what they do. This is what they do. I didn't like the way they just did Chandler Jones. This is what they do. They get rid of guys. They get rid of guys that they don't want to pay. And the ones that they want to keep, they will find a way to keep. They wanted Vince Wilfork. They found a way to keep his ass. Got rid of Willie McGinnis. Willie didn't want to leave. They got rid of his ass. That's what they do. Lawyer Malloy, we go all the way back to Lawyer Malloy when they shipped him off to Buffalo. Huge part of that team. They don't give a damn. This is what they do in New England. And they've been getting away with it for years. It's the Patriot way. So, in any event, Pew Daz Pie says, Collins' agent has already had talks with the Browns. He's okay with going there. Pats offered $11 million. So you're wrong, Louie. He has no problem. I didn't say he had a problem. I said I don't know if he has an issue with going there. I don't know. I didn't never say he had a problem going there. I said I don't know if he has a problem going there. He probably wouldn't, because at the end of the day, he's already won a chip. He's already played for one of those. He's got one. So now it's about getting paid. He hasn't made real money in the league yet. So now it's about getting my bread. So he's probably fine, which is what I said. Don't misconstrue what I said. I said I don't know if he wants to go there, but don't think that the Patriots didn't use that as leverage when they traded him to other teammates in the locker room saying, hey, look, we'll do the same to you. Talk with some sense or you'll be shipped off to Cleveland. Not everybody is out for money. Some guys want a combination of both money and a chance at winning. Not everybody's like, hey, I got my Super Bowl already. I want to get paid. Some guys hate losing and would prefer to take less to win. That's how you get guys to stay in New England. That's what they're trying to get guys to buy into. Take less to win. You want money? Go to Cleveland. They got plenty of it. And that's what we're going to ship your ass if you're not willing to conform with what we're building here. It's a scare tactic. They've been doing it for years. When they tell Julian Edelman, who's asking for peanuts, hey, go out on the market and see what you can get. Come back and come talk with us after you see what's out there. He didn't want to leave. There was more offers out there on the table. He came back to New England. It's mind control they got over these players, man. Mind control. Craig Smith says the Pats are savages. No one exempt besides Brady. You probably are right. You probably are right. I think Belichick values corners, though, too. I don't think he's going to let Malcolm Butler leave. No way in hell. He rented Revis for a year, but the thing about Revis was asking for way too much money. I don't think Malcolm Brown is going to be asking for, $20 million a year. He was willing to rent him for a year. Do you understand that? You see how much money they paid Revis in one season? Because he wanted to win. Corner is such an important position. So is edge rusher. If Jamie Collins was a pure edge rusher like Von Miller, they would have had to sit down and have a talk with him. Because that's a position you don't have to pay an inside linebacker. You would like to. He's so versatile. But you know what Bill Belichick's thinking in his head? We made you, man. We made you into Jamie Collins. You came into this league as Jamie Collins with all lowercase. We made you into Jamie Collins with all caps. And now you trying to do us? Go to Cleveland. So he's thinking, I'm going to take one of these bums I traded for. And I'm going to turn it. Shea McClellan, Calvin, I'm going to take one of these bums and turn them into a solid player for us. They're not going to be Jamie Collins, but they'll be good enough for us to get back. He's probably wrong, but they're willing to roll the dice. That's the Patriot way. All right, that being said, Terrell Banks says, do you think the Patriots sent a message to the whole league? I don't think they sent a message to the whole league because everybody else doesn't operate the way that they do. The Pittsburgh Steelers take care of their own. The Green Bay Packers take care of their own. They don't go out in free agency. They're not looking to make. The Packers they traded for Nile Davis. That was the first time that the Packers consummated a trade outside of the draft, obviously, since 2010. They don't go outside of their building. They draft players. They re-sign their own. Guys that want too much or they feel like are expendable, they let them walk. But the guys that are core Packers, guys that are core Steelers, they re-sign them. Everybody doesn't operate like the Patriots do. The Patriots operate on a different playing field. They do it their way. That's why they call it the Patriot way. Not everybody else is doing what they're doing. Not everybody else is trading away Jamie Collins, a guy that can help you win a Pro Bowl, damn near all-pro type player at his position for a third-round pick in season when you got a shot to win a Super Bowl. Not everybody else is doing that. Hell, you would be hard-pressed to find other teams around the league that would do that. Most teams would say, you know what? We may not be able to re-sign Jamie Collins, but we have options. One is called the franchise tag. Another one is called letting his ass walk and getting a compensatory pick. But we're not trading him now, not when we can still win this season. What kind of sense does that make? What's the psychological sense in that you need to wash your face? You think that's a good idea. But the Patriots think it's a good idea. And again, it's a scare tactic. They're looking to scare teams around or scare players in their locker room. Other guys are up for a contract. They see what's up. That being said, I got to go back to my my lockdown coverage video. Wow, Patriots trade away Jamie Collins, inside linebacker from the New England Patriots to the Cleveland Browns for a conditional third-round pick. If conditions are met, Patriots get a third-round pick. If not, they still get a compensatory pick, which will probably be in the third to fourth round range. Either way, they're going to get a pick, which baffles me because they could have waited until the end of the season for this. Now, granted, Browns are bad, and if this is a 2017 pick, then guess what? This is going to be an early third round pick. So I get that from the Patriots standpoint, but still. You telling me you couldn't have made this trade at the end of the season? I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe you couldn't have. But in any event, what's done is done. Jamie Collins, now a Cleveland Brown, looking for greener pastures, literally. Gonna get paid, deserves to be paid. Like I said, second round pick, third round pick. I think he was a second round pick. Man hasn't made real money yet. He's looking to do that. He's looking to cash in. Patriots didn't want to give him the kind of money he was looking for. Decided he was expendable. Got rid of him. They got people to sign still. They still got to sign Butler. Still got to sign Dante Hightower. They still got other players that they got to give money to. But don't think that this wasn't a message to them. Boy, I hate the way the Patriots do business. I'm your man, Louie T. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me. I got plenty of things to break down. Lockdown coverage, Raiders, Bucks coming your way right after I get out of here. You've been watching your man, Louie T, on the Patriots, trading away inside linebacker Jamie Collins to the Cleveland Browns for a conditional third round pick. Wow. I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Matter of fact, I'll see you in a second. Have a good one. Patriots are unbelievable. Remember, we're changing the game one live feed at a time. I'll see you guys in a little while.